Well, hello. Hi, everybody. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. This is not our situation room. It is so great to be here. I want to thank Blaine and the team, Kyle and Andrew at Sew Machines Plus, for asking me to come and do a Takeover Tuesday. So I think right now I'm on the first Tuesday of every month, and we're going to do some long arming. This is so exciting to see you guys in the afternoon. I've got the computer right here, and I can see the chat. So it's just me, you guys. We're going to have to make this work, and we've got a little bit different angle than we normally do. So as I said, I'm Becky from Power Tools with Thread on YouTube, and I have a blog by the same name. And every Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 a.m. Central, we have the Situation Room, and that is a live. And on that live, we have a virtual quilt retreat. So you follow me along in my quilting and embroidery journey, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. And people put it on when they're sewing, or maybe they're doing a tidy, or they're cutting, or whatever it is. And there's always the replay too, because 7 a.m. Central is a little early for a lot of you, but that's okay. We have viewers from all over the world that join us. So the whole point, yes, 7 a.m., Marianne, that is right. Well, hi, Joanne. How's your finger? I hope it's better. Y'all, she embroidered her finger or got it under a needle or something, and it broke off in there. So bless your heart. Poor thing. Oh, my word. Hi, Becky. We got lots of Beckys in here. This is great. So, all right. So, so I said 7 a.m. Y'all, a lot of you watch Pat Sloan at 7 a.m. Eastern. She's a quilter, author, fabric designer, pattern designer. And then when she finishes up, you guys go get some more coffee, feed the dog, and then head over to Power Tools with Thread on YouTube. And we just visit for an hour. I show you new products that are coming in on the market, and we do lots of fun things. I'm getting ready to do a Brightly sampler sew along, and I've got a blog post about that, and that's going to be with the Fat Quarter Shop. And every Monday starting December 16th, I'm going to be making a block, and you can make it along with me. So it's going to be a lot of fun, not to mention the quilted snowman and blah blah blah. Lots and lots of quilting and machine embroidery. So today I wanted to show you, I'm going to be working on the King Quilter 2 Elite from Sewing Machines Plus. I love this machine. I also have the Pro Stitcher Premium on it. Now, this is a 10-foot frame, and the machine is an 18. And I'm really good friends with Harriet from Quilting with Harriet on YouTube. She's a former handy quilter educator, and she told me that when you get a long arm, if you're thinking about getting one, if you get one, you kind of want to think about patterns that are -6 from the throat space. So if this is an 18, you would take off 3 inches from the take-up rail in the back. That's this one right here. And then also 3 inches from the belly bar, or the one that the top is on right here. And that's just for rolling and that kind of thing as the quilt builds up on the back. And so if you think about it, most long arm patterns are 12 inches or smaller, most of them, for the most part. And if you are just thinking about getting a long arm, maybe you're a beginner. I'd call myself intermediate, I think. Yeah, hello, SMP Nation. Yay! I had to give the intro because there's a lot of people here that watch Sew Machines Plus that are unaware that you've got another stitcher that you can hang out with every day. So having an 18-inch throat is really perfect. This is not my first long arm. My first one was the King Quilter 2 Special Edition from Sew Machines Plus. And that one, I had the Butler robotics system on it, and I really liked it. If you are thinking about getting automation for a long arm, the Butler is a great system, and it also will go on to this machine. So you have a choice of different kinds of automation you can get from Sewing Machines Plus. So this is Pro Stitcher Premium. I really, really like this system. But having an 18-inch machine allows me to, and you can see a lot of us don't have a ton of room. I've got it back quite a ways up against the wall back there. Very easy for me to just reach across and turn it on and off. I used to also have a 21. I couldn't do that. I had to go around. So while I thought I wanted more space on the 21, I really ended up not using it a whole lot. And I ended up doing usually just one row of edge to edge quilting, just like usual. Now, I am not a free motion quilter. That is not my jam at all. When I try to do this, I freeze up, and I have tried and tried. So, oh, you have one you haven't gotten out of the box yet. Yay, that's awesome. You know, space for it. Use a formal living room, formal dining room, or this used to be a 2-car garage. We find room, right? So I don't use the handles in the back. Now the frame, when you get this frame, it's got a big table in the back right here, okay, that you can lay out those pantographs. So a paper pantograph, it comes on a roll and it has a never-ending pattern. And there is a laser that comes on the machine with it. And you can just put the laser on the pattern and follow it along, and you can sew from the back. I'm not good at that either. And I'm okay. I recognize my limitations, and I'm okay with them. And I just have to find another way to do something. And that's why I have automation. So you took over your loft office. That's awesome, Renata. Oh, hey, there's my girl, Renata. We've been on cruises together. So when you first get a king quilter, I'm going to unplug from the power source here on my camera, and I'm going to roll you over here a little bit. I want to show you, hold on a minute, cords, you guys, cords. We're going to roll this over here. Yeah, I'm a professional, absolutely. So I want to show you, you don't have to have automation on the machine either. You can just do free motion quilting and not add automation to this as well. So the screen that comes with it, I'll show you, it's a nice big screen on this one. And here is where you change your stitches per inch. I keep mine on about 12. I don't get real fancy with all the little stuff that it can do. I just do what there's Quilting with Harriet right there. There you are, sweet girl. She's real good with free motion. So we have the P for precision, and that's what you want to use when you're using rulers. And I do ruler work on here a lot. I like it. You have manual. Manual is an unregulated stitch. So if you move the machine fast, then you're going to get stitches real close together. If you go slow, then they're going to be farther apart. You have the I. And the I is idle or cruise, or what it's called. This is the mode that you want to be in if you're going to be using automation, because then as the needle goes around and it's going to make like a point, in precision it would make a point and go up. And in the idle or cruise mode, it'll come down, it'll go stitch, stitch, and then it'll jump back up, and you get a nice, pretty, smooth. Pretty and smooth stitch. So yes, Joanne Banco is also one of your Takeover Tuesday instructors. So yay, we're going to all have to watch that. And then we have the based mode. And I am usually going back and forth between based and idle. And on based, you can do stitches 4 inches apart, 2 inches apart, an inch apart, or ½ inch. So you can just go back and forth between those. And then we have needle up and needle down, and for it to stop or start. And I usually leave mine in the needle down position if I am basting. Usually, I think. So I'm going to have to go back and look at that. So I have got this quilt I have been working on for a couple of weeks, and it is a fabric line called Legends of the National Parks. And this, you never thought about long arming or quilting until you came across my channel. Oh, yes, there you go, Yolanda. That's it. That's right. Save. They also have excellent financing as well. And if you can get 0%, y'all, that's free money. That's how I've purchased many of my machines, is doing it that way. So I want to show you this quilt. It's just awesome. I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to come over here toward my door. This is a fabric line by Riley Blake called Legends of the National Parks. And it's a panel quilt. Okay. So this is so cool. We have Bigfoot, that's for Yellowstone. How fun is this? This is going to be for my 8-year-old grandson for Christmas. Boys, huh? Look at the jackalope. There we go. That is Big Bend. Gotta love Big Bend in Texas. And then here is a Martian. I need space. White Sands, anyone? All right. And here's the last panel that's on this one. And this is Lizard Guy or Lizard Man for the Everglades in Florida. How nice, huh? And this particular pattern that I chose is called Adobo. This is a Villa Rosa Designs pattern, and it is designed for panels. See that? And I went ahead and added an outer border, a 2.5-inch outer border to it, and inner border, and a 4.5-inch outer border. Okay. And then my binding will be this pretty blue grunge that matches in here. Do I see the message? Your messages do not show up on your StreamYard live stream. Yeah, I see it. Crafting a Planned Life. I see your messages in our chat. I have seen them several times. Yes, ma'am. So I don't know why you can't see yours, but I can see yours. And then the back fabric that I've chosen are patches, and they are part of the same line. Let me show you. Can you see? They're little patches, and they're national parks patches. So this will be a lot of fun. So I've got dark. Now, my bobbin I'm using is a kind of a silvery gray. And then my top thread I'm going to use is this pretty sage. And this is a glide poly. Okay. And it's just beautiful. I think it's going to look amazing against the green in the quilt. And I don't want to have it hung up. So let me spool it back correctly. There we go. Good. That's awesome. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is to create a plumb line across the back of the quilt so that I know at least the top of the quilt is going to be straight. At least the top will, okay? So this is a lot of fun. You guys do not need loads of space for these. They also make a king quilter in a 16 instead of the 18. And you can put that 16 on a 5, 8, or 10-foot frame. I believe that is right. I'd have to look at the web page to be sure. So it comes with the grips. And these are easy to put on. Let me do this. Oh, you need to hold on to what you need to be. Let me put you there. Okay. And then this machine also, I'm sorry, I'm out of picture. This machine also comes with a ruler base, which is really nice. It's not an additional purchase. So that is so handy. And the thing I love about this particular ruler base is that there's no tools. It just slips right on. There's a couple of little feet right up under there, and it just slips right over it. You don't need a screwdriver. You don't have to go through any kind of drama or anything like that. Okay. So let me turn on the computer because that's where I'm going to get, you can put manual channel locks on this machine. And I don't have any of those. I use the ones that are in the software. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn on my tablet and let it warm up. So don't forget to smash the like button. That's right, you guys. Thumbs up. I appreciate that very much. Joanne's a professional YouTuber. She knows. Or StreamYarder. Yeah. So, and what do you think of that quilt behind there? That's How to Build a Scarecrow by Lori Holt. That took some time, huh? Look at that one. Yeah, I am still waiting on the backing to come in so that we can get that on the long arm. My plan is to use some King Star metallic thread from Designs and Machine Embroidery, and they sell that at SMP. But I'm just going to stitch gold, like a dark gold metallic, and I'm just going to go right over the applique and everything. I normally will go around applique, but on this one, I am going, on that particular quilt, I'm going to just stitch all over the top of it because it's so busy. I think it'll look great. So let's see. Okay. Thank you all so much. All right, so it is warming up. Now, when you get this machine, if you're getting this machine or if you've got it and it's still in the box, you always want to turn on the sewing part first, the long arm sewing machine first. And then, because right here it says initializing motors, please wait on the screen. You can hear it kind of doing its thing. It needs to talk to the sewing machine. So that's really important to just remember to turn on sewing machine and then the software. Really simple. So let's get in here. I might crank you guys up. I don't know, depending on the glare. We're doing this. Let me get somewhere I don't have glare, like right there. How's that? We'll come over here, and I want to get my channel lock on. So I'm going to bring you in so you can see it. How about that? There we go. All right, so up here, we've got tabs across the top. Now Harriet knows all the exact terms to all this stuff because, like I said, she was a handy quilter educator. I, on the other hand, call them what I call them. And that's just how it is. So let me get my little magnet. I bought myself a Bohin magnetic slap band for my pins for my long arm. I just got back from the Houston International Quilt Festival. Loved it. Had a great time. I love everybody who came up to say hi. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going to go to the Pro Stitcher tab. And right there, it says channel lock right next to quilt. So I'm going to touch channel lock. And over here on the side, they have horizontal or vertical. So I want the horizontal. So I'm going to tap that. So you can see it just locked itself. Okay. So I am going to use the handlebar to needle up, needle down, and it'll let me go side to side. Whoops, my bobbin came up and I went too far. You ever do that? All righty, there we go. And I want to get this out of here. There we go. So I am on baste at 2 stitches per inch. You can see that right there. And so if I try, let me back out. Let me go wide here. If I try to pull this toward me, whoop, uh-oh. See what I just did? You don't want to do that. Now it's off and it doesn't know what it's doing. So I'm going to shut it down, file, shut down, and we'll reboot it. It's just like an embroidery machine. If that arm gets off, it won't know where it's at. And when you hear that thunk thunk, that is not good. I did that on purpose. You buying that? Yeah, it is really nice. And one of the things that I do on my channel is if I make a mistake, I own it right there. I tell you guys that I did it and let you know what's going on. And that way, if it happens to you, you can fix it too. I really believe that, Teresa, this is the Pro Stitcher Premium. So I really believe that knowledge is power. And if you see a mistake, and then you're not going to freak out if you know how to fix it, right? So that's, especially for machine embroidery, things can happen with machine embroidery and you'll freak out about it. And you can just say, okay, let me figure out how to do this, right? Okay, so it has rebooted itself. So, oh, yeah, you love to see what not to do, right? Absolutely, Erin. That's very, very true. And the big thing is, if I make a mistake and I can recover from it, so can you. So you don't have to be afraid of the machine. You're not going to break it. It'll be fine. So, okay. There we go. It just initialized the motors again. I'm going to get back into Pro Stitcher and I'm going to go to channel lock and I'm going to touch horizontal. And we know how to do that now because we've done it twice, right? Repetition. So I'm going to put you guys back over here and point you down so you can see what I'm doing. All right. We are at the I'm on 2 stitches per inch. So I'm going to hit so on the handlebars here, hold on before we get going. The only buttons you really use on this machine, the blue button right there, that blue one, that is needle up, needle down. And then this one is, I'd have to look in the book. I don't use it. I think it's to slow down if you're like in manual or something. And then we have a +1 over here. And again, that might be to go faster. And then we have the stop and go, and it's the red button right there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'll talk you through it. Okay, so I'm just going to press the go button, and you know what? I'm going to go down to 1 stitch per inch. Hold on a second. There we go. And I'm going to needle up and needle down a couple of times to lock that stitch. So here we go. And again, this is to create the plumb line across the top of the quilt so I know that it is straight. Okay, great. So I'm going to take off the horizontal by touching it, and then I can pull it toward me or away from me or whatever I want. It unlocks the wheels and pull that up. So you're going to see me wearing, this is a Sew Tights magnetic little disc, and it holds my little Lori Holt snips. I love these. And it has just become muscle memory. Some of you like to hang your scissors right on the front or wherever you want. I have a trash can at each end here. All right. So now I know I've got a straight line. And what I'm going to do is take the center of the quilt, approximately, it doesn't have to be exact, and put it center. Now I have a 0 center tape on here. That's helpful. You don't have to have that. And I put my pins, I don't know, every 3 or 4 inches. I don't get all hung up on, head to toe on the pins. Some people do. That's fine. You don't have to. I just have found that you don't have to get, like that. I don't know. Some people like to, and that's okay. I am not the quilt police by any means. And my quilts come out square and pretty, just like as if I were a professional long armor quilting for somebody else. I just want to make sure. And the reason I'm putting my pins, let me show you. The reason I'm putting my pins so far away from the edge is because the bowl of the glide foot, this machine also comes with a glide foot. On other machines, that's an additional accessory. The glide foot will go over very heavy seams. If you're doing a legit kits, maybe you're doing, you've got a lot of seams in a what is it, paper pieced. Boy, those seams in those things are crazy. So you definitely want the glide foot to go over that. And y'all, you can roll your top to the outer rail out here. Okay. You can roll it on there. That's what that railing is for. I don't use that. I float mine. It's just easier for me to do that. And I'll show you how I provide tension. I know I'm supposed to do it like they want, but I do it the way I do it. Because you do it the way you do it too, right? All right. I'm just going to put these in here. I think I might need a couple more pins. I got plenty. Now I am using Sew Tights magnets. I'll have to get Kyle or Andrew to put my link down there underneath for those. And I am using Sew Tights magnums. So they are all along up under here. This leader is not pinned. I am using sew tights, and I love those. So easy to put on your backing and your top. Another reason I love this 18 machine is because I put my backing on up here from the front. I didn't have to go to the back. I just slipped it underneath this idler rail up over and put my magnets on all across the top, and it worked perfect. Okay. Put this one in here. I'm going to get one more pin. There we go. Nice and straight. Okay. You guys, when you're using these long arm pins, these are from Handy Quilter. Get yourself some seriously strong pins. Okay. You're going through batting, and it's important that your pins don't bend when you push them up and down. Very important. All right. So I'm just going to let this drop. I took the Swiffer around because Frito, my little dog, she's in here. She's over there. She probably wants a biscuit. There we go. Awesome. And I will, I have got these big magnets. I've got one right here. Northern Tool, you guys. That's where I got these, is Northern Tool. Okay. And I will just pop it right on there, and it holds great. You can also buy grips if you want. I'm just going to smooth this out. It looks nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to basting, shall we? Now, I do not have the channel lock on for the basting because I want to keep this within 1/4 inch of the top, okay? And Harriet, if I'm making any boo-boos, feel free to text me. I'm okay with that. I'm going to down and up and move this across. Now, while I'm using 2 different color threads, they are the same value. So I want to get in here and show you what I'm talking about. These pins are from Handy Quilter, the ones that I have. They have their pins, and they're wonderful. I want to get in here and show you what I'm talking about with the threads being the same value. Okay. You can use 2 different color threads. You're not late, Quilt Ranch. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. So the bottom is a gray and the top is the green, and they almost look the same against the fabric. See that? But I didn't have enough of the green to do the bobbins as well. So because they're the same value, they're going to look great. If one was, no, I am using 2 different color threads now. So I have gray on the bottom. This is the gray, right? Here's the gray. And here's the green. And see how they look almost the same? You can do that. It's just a little trick to use something that's very close in the same value. And then you won't see, if you're going to have any boo-boos, you really won't see that. So I'm in basting, and I'm going to go to 1/2 inch on the baste. And I'm going to go back and forth to kind of lock it. And now I am freehanding this. I'm way too close. And I am freehanding. And I'm going to get way in close again so you can see. I am keeping that needle within 1/4 inch of the edge of the fabric. You see that? That is so that stays underneath the binding. Okay. You want your threads, your basting threads, to be under your binding. So you don't have to pull them out if you don't want to. So another thing I love about this machine, it does not time out. So I have worked on other machines where you look away for 10 seconds and it times out. Now I'm walking my fingers behind it to give it just keep it smooth. See how the bowl is missing because the pins are far enough away. I love it, love it, love it. You don't have to head to toe those pins. You can, but you don't have to. Nice and smooth and pretty. Okay, I'm taking a couple extra stitches here. I'm going to pull this pin down here on this end, and then I'm going to come toward me. And I want to make sure I'm straight. Hold on a second here. I wanted to get this, make sure my edges are nice and straight. Okay. This looks good. Okay. I will come as far as it'll let me, which is right there. Okay. I hit the stop button, and now I can push it away and come back, needle down, needle up, and cut my threads. Okay. How easy is that? All right. Now I'm going to do the same up here. I'm going to come down this side. You can see it better here. Y'all, this is just a memory thing. I take my top thread and pull it underneath to pull up the bobbin. This is the way I do every single quilt. Okay. Lock it a little bit with a couple of stitches. Now I'm using my hand to kind of pull just gently. I'm not tugging, just pulling this so that it doesn't want to shift away. Okay. I want it to be nice and smooth. All right. Perfect. I'm all done. So I'm going to needle, stop that and go back and forward, needle down, needle up. Yeah, I like to stop in the needle up position. That's it. Okay. So it is basted. All right. I'm going to cut these threads. You don't have to. Some of you will quilt for other people. You certainly can do that with this machine and let it pay for itself in just a matter of no time, depending on how much you quilt. A little piece of thread on there I don't want. Now, I don't need my slat band anymore, so off you go. Okay. Now I'm not going to do that just yet. All right. So because this is such a cool pattern with this green in it and everything, and if you are interested in getting this kit, they have a kit for this at Fiberworks Fabric Studio in McQueenie, Texas. That is my local quilt shop. And they'll be happy to put it in the mail to you. So it's Fiberworks with an X, McQueenie in McQueenie, Texas. All right. So easy to keep it square with the frame. Yes, quilting with Harriet. Absolutely. So look how easy that was. I need a little piece of fabric right now. Now, Quilting with Harriet did teach me. She came to my house, you guys. She's such a sweetheart. What did I do with those little? I used to have some scraps. My scrap basket is empty. I just emptied it out. Here, scrap fabric. Can you believe I don't have any scrap fabric in here? So I wanted to take a little piece of fabric. I know I'll use this one. All right. And because that thread underneath is gray, I'm going to take my fabric here. I'm just going to lay it right on the batting. And I want to double check and make sure I'm not going to have that I've got good tension. Okay, so I'm going to down and up. And let's see, let me go to cruise. See how it goes up and down even if it's not moving? That is what you want when you're doing edge-to-edge quilting with the Pro Stitcher. Just doing some doodles. I have 40 weight glide in the bobbin as well. It might be isocord, to be honest. Okay, so when you're doing these, you want to look at it, of course, but I like to feel it. I don't feel any bumps on that. Okay, now let me feel it underneath. I don't feel any bumps under there either. All right, so if you have bumps on top, your top tension is too tight. If you have bumps on the bottom, your bottom tension is too tight in your bobbin. Okay, so that is just the way I like to do this, but I don't see any gray coming up. And I need to get my mirror and make sure that I don't have any. I'm sure I don't have any underneath. I don't have my mirror handy. I don't want to see any green underneath. Let me look. Nope. It's perfect. All right. So I have a sticky next to Deborah, makes it less intimidating. This is such an easy thing. It's taken me a couple of months to get comfortable with it, but these are tips and tricks. Thank you so much, sweetheart. These are tips and tricks that I have learned over my time that sometimes you can't see when your tension is right or wrong, but you sure can feel it. If you feel little bumpies on the back, you've got bad tension. And so that's just a really good way there. All right, because sometimes my eyes don't work as well. So Legends is 62 by 72 and a half. All right. There is a very cool, I forget the name of the lady. I'm so sorry if you're watching. Urban Elements has this very cool pattern called malachite. And malachite, I know you guys have seen it. It's you've ever seen those green gemstones or rocks, and they tumble them and they get real pretty, and you can see those green swirls in there. That's malachite. And this lady sent me an email. I love my community. And she said, try, I think this one would look great. And I said, I think you're right. So I have it on a USB, little Power Tools with Thread USB stick, you guys. It's where I keep all my my designs for transport for sure. You can get these at our website, powertoolswiththreadstore.com. So they work great. All right, so I'm going to pull it in from here. There is a USB port. I got 2 USB ports. Let me pull that off. So let me show you what this has got. There's USB ports on the back of the machine too, which is what is powering that ginormous strip of white light under there. And that also came with the machine. So this is my laser. This did not come with the machine, but I'm going to put it in. And that is worth every penny. And this is backwards. Let me put this, hold on. Let me do this one first. Okay, we'll leave that in there. So that's where I want to get my machine, my pattern. Let's see. I want to get this where we don't have, I have got some glare. So hold on, you guys. I don't want you having glare. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. Let me move that. There we go. Okay. Well, that's a little bit better. Not much. I want you to see how to do this. Okay, so I am going to, they've got the tabs across here. We have area. I'm going to tap area. And they have 2 corner. Now, 2 corner is going to be your back left and your front right. Okay, so I am going to bring this down and show you what I'm doing. I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch or so over the top and past the side. And I don't like that right there. That fold is too close. I mean, it's fine, but I'm picky and I don't want that there. All right, there we go. So back left. Now I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to touch 2 corner and it's going to ding. See? Now I'm going to go all the way down to the front. Let you see this. I'm going to come all the way over here. Okay. So I've come as far as I can. I'm going to move it to 1/4 of an inch outside of the outer edge of the fabric. Now, if you have the fabric rolled on the bar and it's not square, put it to 1/4 of an inch outside of the widest part of the quilt. Okay, so put this down like this. Where's my bar here? Put that. We've got another one. I have just found it is easier to get under there and take a look at whatever might be going on if you're having issues, if you are floating the quilt. And I think that's true of a lot of long armors. Okay, so I want this to be 1/4 of an inch outside of the edge, and I'm all the way up against the bar. I'm going to push it back about 1 inch so I know I've got clearance, and I'm going to touch 2 corner again. There we go. All right. So now, let me bring this over here so you can see the screen. Let me go. We've got a home button down here. All right. Well, what is that about? What's going on there? Harriet, any ideas? I'm trying to see. I've got a pink dot. Let's see. Let's go try this again. We'll go edit, clear all. Okay. Come up here, touch it. I'm going to do area, 2 corner, and come back over here, 1/4 of an inch outside, go back 1 inch and 2 corner again. There it is. Now you can see it. See the box? Okay, great. So this is telling me the width is 62.83, which is about right because I said 62 and we were outside of both edges. And then height is 13.23. So that is the area of the quilt. Well, my height on my quilt is actually 72.5. So I'll bring you in just a little bit. Okay. I've been saving this top just so I could do it with you guys. And you touch that box and a little box pops up. You don't have to touch clear, you can. And I'm going to put 75 just to be sure that I have enough pattern. And then when we get to the bottom, we can crop it. And I can show you how to do that on another day. And I'm just going to hit enter. Awesome. Now, if I go to home again, I can see it all. See that? When you guys are getting software for your long arms, make sure there is a crosshair on the screen that you can see. That's very important. Okay, so now I want to fill that space with a design. Okay, so I'm going to go to File. And I like the way this works, just like, Word or Excel or PowerPoint or something like that. So you've got, a tab up here that says File, and I'm going to go Design, and I want to go to Open, just like if you were working with Microsoft Office. And you get a list of stuff here. Okay, so we have the C, and we've got designs in there. They all pop up. And I'm going to scroll. And here, look at Harriet Carpanini. There's Quilting with Harriet right there. She's with us today. My friend, she's got designs in here. I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I want to go to D, which is my USB drive. So here is malachite right there. Look at that. I'm going to touch that. I'm going to tell it open. How cool is that design? Is that not perfect for this out of space looking? That is so neat. So this design height right here is 15. And if you remember, that's too big. So I'm going to go to Modify and Resize. And we've got, I've got the lock on for the width. I'm also going to touch the height. Actually, I'm not going to do that yet. Let me go to Repeat, and I can't remember if I want to repeat or whatever. Yeah, that is still too big. So I am going to go to Modify. And I want to lock the height as well. Width, lock. There we go. Once you get the aqua and the purple, they are going to get smaller at the same time. And I'm going to bring this way down. I'm going to bring it way down. Okay, there's 14.9. All right. And okay. So now I'm going to go, let's see, area. No, we're good. All right. So I want to go into Repeat. And on this screen, it is so cool, so easy to do, you guys. Let me back out just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna back out just a little bit here. You've got glare on that side. That's not the side I want you to have glare on. I've got a rug I need to move. Okay. This is what I want you guys to see. Whoop, wrong side. This side right here. Okay. So there's this little button right here. It says fill. I'm just going to touch it. And look what it did. That's awesome. I'm going to go into Zoom and I'm going to just touch my finger and drag it. I want to see the space between the rows. I don't want any tunneling or channeling between those rows. So now I'm going to touch the vertical button. We have horizontal and vertical. I'm going to touch vertical, and the gap, I want to hit minus so that they squinch together. That's a word, right? Squinch. I think it is. I think that looks great like that. Okay. That looks good. And now let me go back to home. That looks really good. Okay. So horizontal repeats. I want to do some more vertical repeats. Let me do a stretch first. I'm going to hit stretch. There we go. We got a little bit taller, but I wanted to, and I'm going to hit horizontal and stretch. And I need to do another repeat on horizontal because I've got some gap right there. So I'm going to +1. And no, that's not working. And vertical, repeat. It's getting denser and denser. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh my goodness. I might have to have Harriet give me a call and talk me through this. Let me go into Zoom. I want to see. Yeah. So it looks like it's getting denser. And oh, I'm still on stretch. Let me take that off. Okay. Now we should be okay. That was my fault. And I'm going to. It's just getting denser and denser. That's so weird. Oh, there we go. That looks pretty good. And now horizontal. No more stretch. There. That's what I was after. And one more maybe. And horizontal up. Let's see. It's a little offside there. Is there an undo button? Oh yeah, that's a great tool. We have undo, lots of undos. That's a good idea. Let's do that. We'll do lots of undos. Because it was getting really dense, right? And I don't want to use 400 bobbins. It's not my idea of a good time. That's better. Okay. And it just remembers where you are. Let me undo again. Okay. So I'm going to, let's see. See, this is what happens when you get these things. You're like, what am I doing? So I'm going to increase a vertical repeat. Now we're over the edges. That's what I wanted. And I want a horizontal repeat and one more. There. That's what I was after. Thank you for that tip. I appreciate that. Okay. So now that I have stitching all around the outsides of this, now I can go to modify and crop. Oh, it's on no crop. Hold on. We're going to crop outside. There we go. And we've got all these little stitches right here. And I'm going to touch the edges button and it's going to smooth it all out. And that's what it's going to do. And it's ready to go. So now I'm going to baseline it. It has a little thing over here, says baseline. You always want to touch baseline. That means forget all of the little changes that I just did up until this point. Forget all the undos, forget all that other business. This is what I want to do. And now I'm going to go to, I want to go to File, Save Workspace. And that's going to save everything. I'm going to touch this and I'm going to clear that. And we're going to call this Legends. Okay, Legends dash Malachite, Malachite, and save. Awesome. Now this thing's all ready to go. It seems easy. Once you get the hang of this, I promise y'all. All right. So I'm going to move it up here. and put you down so you can see what's going to happen. Actually, we're going to go up here on the screen. We've got about 10 minutes left and we're doing so good. So now I'm going to go to Pro Stitcher. I want you to see the screen. And then right here, there's a quilt button. Okay. And I'm going to touch quilt. And when I touch quilt, the run button turned green and I'm ready. It's that simple. So it knows where it is and it knows what it needs to do. So I'm going to touch the run button and we get to verify settings, make sure your needle is up, blah, blah, blah. I'm good. I'm going to hit proceed and it's going to travel down to the beginning stitch. And it just took a single stitch and it wants me to pull up my bobbin thread and I'm going to hit the resume button. And now it is going to take a couple of lock stitches. And there it goes. That's it. All right. See on that idle cruise how it goes up and down just a little bit? Oh my gosh, this pattern is perfect for this particular quilt. I love it. Let me get you in there so you can see. I love the green thread on the gray. It looks amazing. Perfect pattern. Oh my goodness. It's a perfect pattern for an 8-year-old boy, that's for sure. All right, so I'm going to let this guy do its thing. I'm loving this. I'm loving it a lot. So, you know, even if you get to a point on the screen where you're like, where was I going with this and what was I doing? I had the stretch button on. I should have taken that off. But that's where I got stuck at. Otherwise, it would have been just click, 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 click. And the thing to remember with this is there is a process. You want to set your area, get your 2-corner. You want to bring in your design. And then you want to resize the design to make sure it's going to fit. And then you just need to hit your repeats and make sure you've got it as much as it's going to go. So if any of you have ever seen a CNC machine, it behaves the exact same way. That's what they cut metal with. So what it's doing right now is it has a couple of, let's see, we have a long jump pause. It wants me to trim my thread. Okay, so I'm going to trim the thread. There is a way to make it travel, and I do not have it set right. Harriet knows what that is, and I will let you guys know what that is on the first Tuesday of next month. So I'm going to hit resume right now. I would like it to just stitch and go do its thing. Like it'll travel all the way across the top. You're not going to see it anyway. It'll be in the batting. Let me go to resume. And it's moving itself to where, can I do a pattern like that on a regular baby lock? I believe that you can put Pro Stitcher on the baby lock Longarm. I believe that you can. And you can also get Pro Stitcher Lite. And Pro Stitcher Lite really does only a few less things than Pro Stitcher Premium does. And I'm such a novice at this. I really am a novice at this machine. I only got it last March. And so there's probably not elements in Pro Stitcher Premium that I'm going to be using. So Pro Stitcher Lite might have worked. The biggest thing that I'm always going to do on my quilts is ruler work, edge to edge, just like I'm doing right now. And then I want to go around applique. So those are really the only things I'm ever going to use my Longarm for. And Pro Stitcher Lite can do that. If you want premium, then that's great because you never know when you're going to stretch your stitching muscles and you want to be able to grow into your robotics. So You can change the length of your jump stitch in settings to allow the machine to move through those jumps. I knew I could. I just didn't do it this time. Thanks, Harriet. Yeah, this is, yeah. If any, oh, that's, you guys have to see that. Yeah, I can't. I was thinking this is my StreamYard and I was going to pop a comment in. That's what I do in the mornings is we pop comments in and chat. So look at you guys. This is so cool. I love it. Let me feel the back. Nice and smooth on the back. What a beautiful stitch, you guys. Is that green not perfect? Absolutely perfect. I love it. It looks great on the dark. It looks great in the lime. It looks wonderful. Very happy with it. So I was thinking next Takeover Tuesday in December, I love to make jelly roll quilts, and I was thinking we might make a jelly roll race on the Longarm, just doing a strip at a time using the channel locks and just going through and making that up. So how long will this take to quilt? Can I make the machine go faster? Yes, Bernadette. So there is a speed on here. Let me show you quickly. Hold on a second. I am hung up by a cord. Just a minute. I've got a cord wrapped around here. Oh, it stopped. Harriet, can I do that midstream? I'm not sure if I can or not. So let me bring you over here. I want to show you. Oh, let me get this going before I get to talking. Okay. I'm going to hit resume. Going to move itself over to start again. Okay. You can tell it's doing this. I've got green dots, which are the starts and stops across the top of the quilt. I'll show you when I bring the... So on the top of the quilt, let's see here. These green dots, let's see, right? See them? So it's orange where it's already stitched. And there are green dots right in here. So it's got 3 more jumps it's going to do. Then the green dots only go down the side. So from here on out, I'll show you. It's moving, so I'm trying to keep up with it. From here on out, it will do an entire row without starting and stopping. Okay. Oh, you asked about the speed right there. Whoops, sorry. There's my acceleration percent and my speed percent. I have it at 30 and 50. It can go faster. I don't want it to. No race. So let's see. Yeah, you guys can certainly watch this on replay. And I will link to this video tomorrow morning on our Situation Room. I'll have it linked under there. So those of you that didn't get a chance to see it, you can, when you come in tomorrow morning, you can catch that afterwards if you want. So it has been a busy morning. I know, Linda, definitely. So anyway, how many long armors are here? Can you let me know how many of you have a long arm? Let's see. Any suggestions? Because I love to learn from you too. I definitely, it's going to take days and days to finish on the Bernina 770 with the monster hoops. Yes. Oh, see, you guys are long armors already. Yeah, that's wonderful. And, you know, again, I call myself a hobby long armor. I don't work for other people. I don't do this for other people. I don't work from the back. I cannot do free motion, and so that's why I have automation. If you're getting ready to buy one, you guys, I highly recommend this. So like I said, I had the King Quilter Special Edition in the beginning. That was an old Tin Lizzie, and it was from Sewing Machines Plus, and I had the Butler software on it. And the Butler is a wonderful software. You can get that from SMP as well. And then after that, I had a Grace 21, and I really liked the machine, but it was too big for me. I am much happier with the 18. And now I'm using this, and you guys, I love, 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 love this machine. And I've had my share, so I have something to compare it to, you know. That's a thing too, is sometimes you don't know if you're going to get one, you don't know what it's going to be because you got nothing to compare it to. So I'm just being honest with you. And those of you know, if you watch my channel, I'm going to tell you like it is. And I would never have agreed to demo this machine on Takeover Tuesday if it wasn't something that I truly believed in and thought that you guys would just love it if you got this machine. So, yeah, a lot of you are doing your, you know, if a Longarm isn't in the budget, then definitely think about other embroidery machines. There's a new trend now in machine embroidery to finish your quilts in your embroidery machine. And that is huge. And now these machines are coming out with hoops that are so big, I can take the hoop and just step right through it. So the Luminaire has a 10 by 16. The Avenir has an even larger hoop. And they have come out with these patterns that are all over designs, or maybe they're even end to end, just like this. So yeah, check out the website for the latest Longarms. I think we are about done. Our hour is up. You guys, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for being here with me today and for putting up with me. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you next first Tuesday of the month. Be sure to stop in every Tuesday of the month for Takeover Tuesday. I know Joanne Banco is going to be here. I think Carly Bell is going to be here doing some embroidery stuff. And then SMP's own Jane will be here for some lifestyle stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Always something to do. 10 Pacific, noon Central for me. And that's it. So I think we're finished. Are we getting ready to wind up? I'm kind of waiting for the guys. I'm going to say goodbye. Usually I stop it. All right, you guys. Thank you again. And if you're watching on replay, thank you for having me in your home. I love y'all. See you in the situation room. Y'all go sew something. Bye. Thumbs up, you guys. Thumbs up.